Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Uncrewed, Mavic 3 Classic Unveiled. Chinese commuter cargo drone takes flight. And Rocket Lab successfully deploys satellite but fumbles recovery. And I'm your host, Holland Lee. Welcome to the Aero-News Network's Airborne-Uncrewed program, a weekly news program covering all things uncrewed. Let's get into today's stories. Mavic 3 Classic Unveiled. DJI has unveiled the Mavic 3 Classic. The Mavic 3 Classic boasts a 4.3 CMOS Hasselblad camera capable of shooting in 5.1K 50fps, 4K 60fps, and 1080p 60fps using H.264 and H.265 encoders. Slow motion filming remains supported at 4K 120fps and 1080p 200fps. Its 24mm equivalent focal length lens opens to an adjustable aperture spanning f2.8 to f11 for 12.8 stops of native dynamic range, producing 12-bit RAW photography and 10-bit D-Log footage. All the color tuning and whiz-bang visual effects are there, just like the first Mavic 3 at least. Battery life should allow for 46 minutes of flight using the same batteries as the rest of the 3 series. Similar commonality with the rest of the DJI lineup allows for use of all the same controls, apps, and accessories as the previous Mavic 3. Pricing for the Classic starts at around $1,500 for the solo drone, with the basic RC-N1 controller adding another $1,600 to that, or $1,750 for the advanced DJI RC controller. DJI has obtained Remote ID approval just like the last entry in the Mavic series and has already obtained the world's first C1 Eurodrone certificate for use in the A1 Open category. And after the break, VoltAero secures funding in first Series B round.
Whether you're charting a steady course or pushing for the ceiling, Hartzell Propeller has been elevating flight for over 100 years. It's in our passion for engineering and research. It's in our dedication to testing the limits of performance and creating propellers that are as safe as they are sexy. Now, together with our dedicated family of companies, we're propelling the future of aviation. We are Hartzell Propeller, built on honor.
Are you ready to ace your FAA drone pilot knowledge test, get your remote pilot certificate, and start earning money? Well, flying a drone is a great tool that can open up new business opportunities for anyone. Realtor, insurance adjuster, videographer, or commercial weekend drone warrior, you need to fly legally. Whether you're pursuing your initial Part 107 remote pilot certificate or you need a renewal, King Schools has a course just for you. So start learning today at kingschools.com.
Welcome back. In the next Uncrewed Minute, let's take a look at some shorter stories making the rounds of the uncrewed vehicle communities. VoltAero secures funding in first Series B round. VoltAero has strengthened its relationship with Italian investor and strategic partner Tecnologie e Servizi Innovativi. The €32 million is hoped to cover certification and production of the first member of the VoltAero electric hybrid family of aircraft, the Casio 330. Tessie's involvement positions the Casio 330 for production after the EASA certification process began in October 2021. Tessie will produce the airframe for the first Casio 330 prototype at its Cicciarale, Italy facility, building the 5-seat 330-kilowatt aircraft as the program ramps up to its maiden flight in 2023. NFFS partners with Science Olympiad. The National Free Flight Society has teamed up with Science Olympiad to sponsor and support the indoor flying events. Free flight models are of two basic types, those that are flown indoors and those that are flown outdoors. Indoor models are very light, slow-flying models powered by twisted rubber strips driving a large propeller. Founded in 1984, Science Olympiad is a scholastic competition encompassing a broad range of science disciplines. Students compete in a range of events including test-only, laboratory, and pre-built events. Rotax publishes service instructions and new maintenance manual. Rotax has published service instructions to modify Bing constant depression carburetors in Rotax 912 and 914 engines, with some 582s affected. That's not the only publication of note lately, with the manufacturer issuing a second revision of its maintenance manual heavy for Rotax engine type 912 and 914 series, updating its previous 2018 revision date. Rounding out the updates, the company released a new service instruction parts and accessories document 2, offering installers and operators a mounting kit for an optional AC-DC converter. Mississippi State University Flight Lab welcomes formidable UAS. MSU's Raspet Flight Research Laboratory enjoys the distinction of being the only institution in the world contemporaneously designated as the FAA UAS Safety Research Facility and an official UAS test site for both the FAA and DHS. In November 2022, it was announced that Raspet Flight Research Laboratory had acquired a newly designed remotely piloted UAS called Taros. The vehicle, manufactured by Navmar Applied Sciences Corp. And deriving of Sonex Aerospace's manned Xenos-B motor glider, is expected to be the first UAS of its kind to receive FAA-type certification. Well, that was our Uncrewed Minute. Now back to the rest of the news. Chinese commuter cargo drone takes flight. Sichuan Tengden Sci-Tech Innovation completed its first test flight of the firm's upcoming 4-engine long-haul UAV in Sichuan, China earlier this month. The twin-tailed Scorpion, a high-wing multi-engine aircraft, will come in 2 different variations to tailor performance to customer demand. The aircraft tested was the larger twin-tailed Scorpion D, equipped with what appear to be 4 turboprop engines. Smaller variants will include the 3-engine twin-tailed Scorpion A and the 2-engine twin-tailed Scorpion. The D model focuses on transport capability above all, offering a medium-altitude, high-endurance cargo carrier with additional redundancy for vital missions. The large accommodating cargo hold offers a pair of hatches for loading directly into the aircraft, but reports from Chinese industry figures hint that the aircraft could ultimately offer much greater flexibility in cargo carriage. The Scorpion D is expected to be able to carry payloads, quote, under the wings like other twin-tailed Scorpion series drones, end quote, which could be taken to mean a more modular cargo carriage system is in the cards. The D model should boast a max takeoff weight of 4.35 tons, with 1.5 tons of payload nestled within its 5 cubic meter compartment. And after these messages, Rocket Lab successfully deploys satellite but fumbles recovery.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Aviation Safety Resources is disrupting the market for aircraft emergency parachute recovery systems. ASR systems are smaller, lighter weight, and offer longer repack cycles than similar products available in the current market. ASR has a recovery system available for every type of aircraft: sport, experimental, light sport, general aviation, urban air mobility, vertical takeoff and landing, electric propulsion, and unmanned aerial systems. Find the right product for your aircraft at aviationsafetyresources.com.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Welcome back. Rocket Lab successfully deploys satellite but fumbles recovery. Rocket Lab USA has successfully launched its 32nd Electron mission to deploy its 152nd satellite to orbit, a science payload for the Swedish National Space Agency. The MATS satellite was deployed to its 585-kilometer circular orbit by Electron following liftoff at 1727 UTC. The Catch Me If You Can mission also resulted in an alternative ocean splashdown of the Electron rocket's first stage, but failed at an airborne recovery by helicopter. Rocket Lab had planned to attempt a mid-air capture of Electron's first stage with a helicopter if conditions allowed. However, not all requirements were met to ensure a successful capture. Due to a telemetry loss with Electron's first stage during its atmospheric re-entry, the helicopter was moved out of the capture zone per standard safety procedure. The Electron first stage completed a safe splashdown. Catch Me If You Can was Rocket Lab's 9th mission of the year, adding to an already record year of successful orbital launches for the company. Rocket Lab remains on track to launch its first Electron mission from Virginia before the end of the year, on a mission for Hawkeye 360 that is scheduled to launch in December. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.